Welcome. All right, so we got a couple of games to cap here in the WNBA, and we're going to first start off with Minnesota Lynx versus Atlanta Dream. You probably want to do some shopping around because it do look like BetMG probably has the best as far as the spread goes. It's at 5.5. BetMG has it at 4.5 right now, and the total is set at 155. FanDuel has it at 156, and also they have the total at 5. So right now, just looking like BetMGM has the better odds when it comes to the total. I mean, the spread there. All right, so let's look up and see what we got here. Let's look and see what we got here. So head to head, it's looking like Minnesota has had the best out of them, man, and also they've been covering their spreads dating back since 23. So on that last one, it pushed at 7. The score was 86-79, and that total went over, which that total was set at 151.5. All right. Things probably might have changed a little bit. You know, the outspec, you got the playoffs coming up. I already know Minnesota pretty much has clinched. And I'm not sure about Atlanta. They probably are not even in the hunt right now. So let me double check that. All right, far as injuries, there's no injuries on the Lynx. They look like they are full power. Atlanta, they just have Powers that's been out since August 15th, as well as Parker Tyrus. She will been ruled out remainder of the tournament due to an ankle injury, so she will be out the remainder of the season here. So, all right, so let's look at some trends here. So, some trends we got here. Lynx are under 4-0 in their last 4 games played on 1 day's rest. So that is one highlighted. As well as head-to-head trends, over is 6-1 in the last 7 Atlanta meetings, and we also have Lynx are 3-0 and 1 ATS in the last 4 meetings versus them. All right. As far as the Atlanta trends, the Dream are 10-1 against the spread in their last 13. With teams with a winning record, and the Dream are 5-1 against the spread in their last 7 home games. So in their last 7 home games, they're 5-1. They have covered. And this let's see here. Let's go to picks real quick. Let's see what we got. So a lot of people are leaning towards the spread for Minnesota to cover here. They're also saying Collier looking under her 20.5 points, saying she's not been hitting her points in the last couple of games, so she's cooled off. Let's see what else we got here. All right. So what I'm gonna do here, as far as how I'm leaning here, I am gonna lean Lynx to cover this spread, and with this total set at 155, I hate these low totals, man. I'm always gonna look at the over here at 155. I'm looking at the over here, so that was my pick for Minnesota to cover and the total to go over here, and Collier's under 20.5 points. All right, let's move on to the next game. We have New York Liberty versus Dallas Wings. Like the best odds right now is BetMGM. You probably want to shop around. Total, the spread opened up at 9.5. Look like it's went up since then. BetMGM has it at 10.5. FanDuel has it at 11. So it went up double digits. So it looked like a lot of money is coming in on New York's Liberty to cover this over Dallas. Let's see what we got here. All right. So head to head, last few meetings, it's looking like New York has had the best of them too. But Dallas has been covering. Dallas have been covering. That last game, the actual last game was at 11, and Dallas covered that. And it looked like those totals that were set at 170s, in the 170s, they went under those last two games. Let's see what was trends, injuries. As far as injuries go, Coyer's out. He's been out since May. So everybody else looked like they're no, that's on Dallas. And as far as New York, my phone's about to die. It looked like nobody. They look like they're at full strength here. So let's look at some trends here. So as far as the trends goes, like Liberty is 6-1 against in their last 7 road games. So they're 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 road games. Okay. Also, the under is 3-0 in their last 4. The under is also 6-1 following a ATS loss. And the under is 6-1 following a straight up win. So the under seems like it's trending here. Not to say it's what's going to happen, but it just seems like the under is really the trend here. And like I said, those last games have went under. The trends for Wings are 0-4 ATS in their last 4 Eastern Conference games. So they're 0-4. They have not been covering the Eastern Conference, and that's the only thing that sticks out there. All right, so so a lot of people look like they're going to take that New York spread at 10. I personally would probably be looking for an in-game cover. That's where I would lean at. I do think New York win this game, but when it comes to these double spreads, man, and Dallas is at home, I think they can probably cover this game, especially if it goes up and over that number of 11 or 10. If it goes over that, I'm definitely would take that for them to cover. As far as the total goes, I definitely will be looking for a in-game under. So if it goes over what is projected to be, which is at 175, if it goes up to 180 something, 180ish, I probably will check out in-game under on that one. Let's see what else. All right, so that was my pick for that. All right, let's go to the next game. All right, we got Connecticut versus Los Angeles Sparks. All right, so last game schedule. Let's see what we got here. Wow, so it looks like the Sparks have never beat them at all, not even once. And it looked like LA only covered when it was a huge spread. So it looked like LA is pretty good, and I think I mentioned this before. LA Sparks are pretty good at covering these double-digit spreads, and I remember saying that before. So I'm gonna stay with the trend, man. If it goes up over 11, I might even take it now for Sparks to cover, since Sparks are at home. I'm looking for LA Sparks to cover, man. Whatever it's set at, which I think it's at a 10 on some books. So you probably want to shop around, but I will take, if it goes, especially if it goes up over that, I'm definitely taking an in-game under, in-game cover right there. As far as the total goes, yeah, it looked like they've been trending under, especially if the number, these 159s, if it go up over that number of 159, I'll be looking for an in-game under. So if it goes up 165, 168, I'll be definitely leaning towards an under on those numbers. Let's look at some trends here. So the Suns lately, they ain't been doing too good ATS wise. They are 1-5 in the last 6 games. The Suns they are 1-5 in the last 6 games on 1 day of rest. They are 0-4 against the spread. So it's trending. It's starting to look like the trend for the Sparks to cover, who Sparks have been phenomenal on covering these double-digit spreads. It's looking like that's the trend, and that's the way to lean here. All right. As far as the under goes, it's 4-0 in the Suns' last 4 games, and 6-1 on the last 7 games on a Tuesday. So in the last 7 games on a Tuesday, the total has been going under. All right. So that trend of that under is still looking like it's a go. The Sparks the same way. Their trends is under 5-1 in the last 6 games with teams with winning records. So that under is definitely looking like a good trend there. And head-to-head wise, this is a good one too. Look at this, guys. Under is 13-3 in the last 16 meetings between each other. 13-3. So I definitely would be leaning towards that under here. And that'll be my pick. So the under I'm looking at, and I'm looking for LA Sparks to cover this big spread, especially if it go up. So that is my pick for those games and a WNBA. Like and subscribe. I hope this guys helps you out a little bit. I'll try to make sure I put some props up there. Maybe on the next one. I don't have too many props right now, but so just to reiterate what we're going through, we're definitely leaning Minnesota to cover, and also we're leaning towards that over, in-game over 155. But you want to shop around because it looks like a lot of those sites have might have some different bargains for you. As far as the Dallas and New York, saying the Dallas covers, I'll be looking for an in-game cover, and we can probably see that total. What was we saying? As far as the trend goes, the under. So we'll probably be looking for under there too. So especially if that game goes up 180 something, I would definitely be looking for an in-game under. And as last but not least, we're saying that LA covers this spread, and that total more likely in-game under. So those are my leans and picks for today's game, and I hope that shit helps you out, guys. So let's cash that shit.